D. Matthew Kizer is the dad. He is probably the most caring and empathetic person in that building. Not to mention his hugely successful career. So many friends that have performed at so many professional theaters that have used his projections and designs, but he cares so much. And he is so invested in making each student's experience memorable and positive. He just finds a way to bond with you.
People at Plymouth State really don't realize how lucky we are to have Matt. There will be so many instances where me now as a theater teacher, I will go to look something up and 9 times out of 10, his designs, his programs, his work will come up in my search engine. I got to go at USITT convention in St. Louis. The amount of people that came up to his booth and were like, oh my gosh, Matt Kizer's here? There were so many people that were just gushing over him. And I was like, yeah, he's my mentor. There are days where you look at him and you're like, wow, this man pioneered projections in theater. And then there are other days you see him walk out of his office and you're like, wow, this man is a Muppet. He will never let you know how many tricks he has up his sleeve. He has this little size smirk that he does when you have any question for him, and he will probably have 5 solutions. Having someone like him and having a support system like him meant the world to me. And it still means the world to me. I still speak with him on a regular basis. And I message him about my life like I would a parent.
Same. He was the first person I told about my contract.
When I got my teaching job here, he's up on stage and we have people around him working. And I walked up, Kizer, I got the job. The amount of excitement jumped up and down and was like, I'm so proud of you. And there's nothing that can beat it.
I did not expect to have such a bond, and the bond that I have to Kizer. Freshman year, I'd be like, I don't know about that. Like, I'm music theater. Like, I'm not really going to work with him all that much. I worked as a technician, but like, I was never really into design or anything like that. Now, Kizer is one of my go-to people. There have been multiple times where we've emailed him and been like, hey, we have a question. And he's like, all right, here's a Zoom link, hop on. And we're like, oh, he is the go-to person to pick your brain, just always there to help. Like sometimes he'll just come and sit in the student lounge and just hang out with us. There was one day where I was just ranting. I was like, I have all these things I need to do. I don't know how to make a teaching resume. And he's like, okay, so when do you want to come to my office? We'll sit down and do it together. And I was like, what? And he was like, how does this day at this time sound? And I was like, that would be great. Thank you so much. As I was like at my height of stress. And he's also just like, he's never going to let you down on yourself. There were many times where I was like, Kizer, I can't do this. Yes, you can. You just did all these things. Okay, what can you do about this? Well, what about this? Well, I guess this. And then it'd be like, oh, okay, so you just said it. You just did it. You already did the thing. I'm pretty sure he told me in my senior year, he was like, anyone would be lucky to work with you and don't you forget it. And I was like, okay, thank you, Kizer. He's someone that'll surprise you and might be intimidating at first, but he is truly a Muppet of many talents.
We love you, Kizer.